So what are some top application mistakes that I see? Well, one is actually not following directions. Sometimes that happens because people just don't have enough time, and so they're rushing through the application, and either they misread the directions or they skip a step. So it helps to actually plan in advance to make sure that you are actually giving yourself more than enough time to read and reread the directions, check and recheck your application. In fact, you may want a friend or a parent to actually just check it for you to make sure that you haven't missed something or misinterpreted any of the directions. Another area is actually redundancy. So what I find is often people are repeating the same information across different aspects of the application. Now you do have limited space to actually convey everything that you want to about yourself. So you don't want to use the same space to actually provide the same information across multiple areas. You don't want to repeat information, essentially, because you want that application to work as hard for you as possible. You want every word to count. Another area, which is interesting, is that some people don't use all the space that they're provided. So for example, in many applications you can provide a resume, and if you're given that opportunity, definitely provide it. Often you're given an opportunity to provide supplemental information. Make sure that you submit something strong there as well. If you think hard enough, you'll find that there is actually something additional you probably want to convey in more detail. So use all the space that you're given to actually make sure that you're putting as strong an application forward as possible. Another area is writing very wordy essays. And what do I mean by that? Well, some people use a lot of what I call filler or flowery language. So they're talking around the issue versus actually directly addressing the issue. And that may be because they're not that strong in writing itself, or it may be because they're not entirely clear on the details that they should actually be providing. Trying to get your essay as concise, specific, and accurate as possible will help you, because it will help you actually use every word very effectively. It will also help you because you're saying something specific to an admissions committee rather than talking at too high a level where the admissions committee doesn't know if you're talking conceptually or about yourself. So that becomes really important as well. And another thing that I found is sometimes people just don't plan well enough in advance. They don't realize how much it actually takes to write a very strong essay. When I work with applicants, we will, aside from all the upfront work that we do, when it actually comes down to the application, we'll actually write an outline first to make sure that we're getting the message and content right that I will critique. And we usually go back and forth on this 3 to 4 times, and then once the applicant actually writes the draft, we'll again go back and forth on it 7 to 8 times, where I'll be critiquing the content and how specific someone is being, etc., to make sure that you're getting what you want to say and expressing yourself strongly. Now that each one of those, if that's 11 times of through each essay, that actually takes much more sometimes than what people think. And so making sure that you have given yourself enough time to write a really strong application is actually critically important.